Welcome to the Let's Get Chemical podcast, a podcast made by chemical engineers for chemical engineers, and in which we talk with alumni and other guests who work in the world of chemical engineering about their experiences, their jobs, and other hot topics in the industry. My name is Frizo. I'm a 24-year-old chemical engineering student here at the UT, and the host for this episode. First of all, some public service announcements. Through Olympic promotional channels, we will try to announce the podcast beforehand, so you can send in questions if you want to. And if you want to be part of the podcast or you have a strong opinion, please let us know as well. As you might remember, last episode we talked with Thomas Brouwer, who's currently working at Host, or Pride actually. If you haven't listened already and you want to know more about Thomas and what he does for his work and about his life and the position where he is now, you can find that episode in YouTube, Spotify, and of course the Olympic website. For today's episode, we have a really hot topic, and with a very special guest, in my opinion, Sascha Kersten. Dear Sascha, could you maybe give a small introduction about who you are and what you do?
For sure. Thanks for having me here this evening already. My name is Sascha Kersten. I was not born here in this region. I come from Limburg, in the south of this country. Was born and raised there. Then moved to Amsterdam to study chemical engineering. Then I started to work at ECN. While at ECN, I did my PhD studies. Later on, I transferred to Twente. I think this was in the range of 2002, 2003. And my first assignment here was to coordinate the biomass research. And later on, I got interested in research in general, and I was elected or asked to become a professor in chemical engineering. And that was in the year 2010. And since then, I'm working in the group SPT.
We're going to discuss a hot topic, and the hot topic is the cutting the ties. So basically, for those who are listening who don't know about what cutting the ties means, it's basically there's a movement going on right now where there's a lot of pressure on universities that universities should stop working together with the fossil industry.
The current society needs chemicals. Without chemicals, we would be naked over here, which would be a strange situation. We need the chemical industry to fulfill our needs of our current life. How should that process look like when we are not combusting methane to fire the process, but we have to drive the whole process based on electrons, on power? How should that be done? And these are huge challenges for, the young generation, for you. The Dutch government just announced a plan to have 70 gigawatts of wind energy at sea. So the amount could be done. If this holds for all countries, I don't know. Because we, of course, have the very luxurious position that we are located near the sea. We have a long coastline with respect to our land area. I don't think that the neighbors of us to the east, the Germans, can do this. Transform this industry to a much more sustainable way of operation, but keep the industry here, develop technology here, develop technology that is sustainable, renewable here, and lead the rest of the world actually in this direction. For instance, I already do not understand, or really the term fossil industry to me is very strange. I think that every industry is fossil because all industries use power and heat.